I am sick of bad YouTuber apologies. They never address what we are actually upset about. Nat Fulmer, Colleen Ballinger, and others have even been taking back their apologies. And in the end, all they do is complain that they didn't get their way. To make your life easier, we organized 36 of the most infamous creators, deciding which might be redeemable and which should burn in hell. And of course, this wouldn't be a Doodle Heads ranking without my friend Medz having the dumbest takes imaginable. Come go shit on him with me.
So let's see, we got a huge list, not just a small list, a huge, massive, ginormous list.
We tried to make the list smaller, guys. We tried to make the list smaller, but every time we did, we were like, wait, remember this person? Wait, remember this person? Oh my gosh, it's like going to a high school reunion all over again in the worst way possible.
It's worse because we wanted it super even.
High school reunion. This is true. I did also want to keep the 4 by whatever. I wanted to. 9. I didn't want like
we have 36.
4 by 9.
That's crazy. Well, you know what? Let's just hit it off. Let's see where we want to put the first person. And by the way, for the rankings, heaven means that they can be absolved. Okay, that the criteria is simple.
So these are going to be the rules because we're dealing with a lot of people who did a lot of heinous things. We are not ranking on the validity of their heinous things. We all acknowledge whatever they did was bad in some way, shape, or form. It's really bad to just get accused of this stuff in general. Yeah. So the way we are ranking it is the quality of their apology. Do they have a good structured apology? Do they acknowledge what they did? And extra bonus points if they have like a plan of action on how they're going to move forward. Because so many don't.
And also each layer is a different tier. The lower you go, the worse it is. You want to go to heaven. You want to be in heaven.
Those who don't understand heaven, hell, Dunkin' Donuts, heaven, good. Hell, bad.
Dunkin'
Your local
limbo.
Dunkin' Donuts that has a rundown Baskin Robin in the middle of it. You know what? Not that bad. You might get a free donut from the cashier if he thinks your titties are nice.
Did that actually happen? Is that a true
story?
Several
times. There's one local Dunkin' Donuts guy who does keep hitting on me. I only go there when my self-esteem is very low.
Well, in the spirit of boobies, let's pick a woman. How about Colleen Ballinger?
Yeah, I was about to say, let's hit the ground running because she just got featured on a podcast sort of talking about this whole controversy and she's trying to wiggle her way back. Iconic bad apology video. Iconic.
It's kind of funny how she became the gold standard of the worst apologies. I think she became one of the known memes for YouTuber apologies. Like, who the fuck pulls out a ukulele? Insanity.
I think a lot of it is she was a comedian. I didn't watch a lot of Miranda Sings, but I definitely was on that side of YouTube when I was younger. And I have seen it a lot that people who sort of cope with humor, they do have bad apologies because they think that they could just ba-ding-ching their way out of it. And it's like, no, you have to sit down with the emotions and acknowledge what you did is wrong and then resume being funny after. And especially with her allegations of like grooming and touching minors, like that is really bad. If it was like something like, yeah, I stole a little bit of money, like still bad, but it's like, okay, whatever. It's just money. Money doesn't really have feelings. But children do. Children do, Colleen. Children do.
Don't send your fucking fans your underwear in the mail, you know? Maybe don't do that. So, dude, I mean, I think this is straight, like, easy alley-oop into fucking hell. Like, I think it's a pretty easy alley-oop.
I almost want to give her a little throne in hell. Or, you know what? Okay, Should I give her a little throne?
Okay, now that I think about it, okay. Put her on the top of the mountain because I think compared to some other people on this list, they are way clearer on the hell list. It's just that she did something really bad. She then proceeds to make a shit apology. And she honestly is not remembered by her crimes, but remembered by her apology.
This is true. I think very few know about what she did, but many know about the terrible apology. And I find that a lot of those people fit into two categories, where people either remember what they did wrong or they remember their iconically bad apology.
And I think in this case, this one is remembered by the horrible apology, which doesn't square her fully into hell, but just enough to be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Next round, though, who do you pick?
You know what? The fucking freak Yandere Sim.
Yandere Dev.
No, yeah, Yandere Dev. He is a freakazoid. He not only had to apologize for his freaky behavior online, but he also had to apologize for not being able to finish a game with bad coding. And he just could not do any of it.
I think it's clear to me that like Yandere Dev is the epitome example of who goes in Dunkin' Donuts, okay? Because bro just is apologizing for being a freakazoid, okay? Like that's all you're apologizing for, okay? Come childless aside, you are not like doing anything illegal. I don't think he did anything illegal, did he? Like I don't think he did anything creepy, but he was just a creeper, but he wasn't like a pedo.
I think also focusing on the structure of his apologies, he's one of those people where like he gives a lot of half apologies. Like a lot of it is excuses, a lot of it is throwing blame on other people. Definitely not ukulele worthy, but I think almost like he's like a little bit above Colleen Ballinger, where he's like getting close to there in quality of apology, but like were we really expecting a lot out of him?
I would argue to pull him up closer to Duncan. I think he deserves square middle Duncan.
I think he deserves maybe front of the line Duncan.
Okay,
That's
front of the line works for
go.
me. Front of the line works perfect for me. I'm all on board with that. But for my next one, I'm thinking we bring in our boy PewDiePie.
Bringing in the Pewdster.
This was a personal one for me because I've been a long time bro for a long time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, he was one of the first YouTubers I watched.
I'm gonna be straight up. I didn't even remember that. And for anyone who doesn't know, his controversy was that he said the N-word.
Yes. And there was a lot of other ones, too. He did some anti-Semitic shit back in the day, too. It was like...
Oh, yeah!
All the edgy humor time. Like, he also got in trouble with that. But the lid blew off because he said the N-word on the so-called bridge.
Yeah, on the bridge.
In the game, on PUBG, he was on the bridge, his friend is down, and, you know, what other word can you think of besides the epic gamer word to express your anger?
Bro, this is true. So this is something that I tell a lot of guys. Due to my life experiences, I do not like the R word. For me, that is like the penultimate slur. Like coming up to me and saying the R word is the equivalent of going to like New Orleans and just screaming out the N-word hard R. Like you're not going to be getting away with it, and people are going to be like at minimum like screaming in your face.
Yeah.
And I always have to tell guys this, especially like being a gamer. I tend to
hear the
circle
gamer
around in gamer circles. And I have to like always say beforehand, hey, I really don't like the R word. And it's only guys that I have this issue with. I never have this issue with girls.
Boys, what are you doing out there?
Boys love to say slurs. I'm going to tell you right now, boys, you want to get bitches? Stop saying slurs. The bitches are not attracted to slurs. It dries our pussy up. And honestly, if your girl is okay with you saying slurs, she is not the girl for you. Because you want to know who all the girls who are okay with saying slurs are? They are hoes. They don't care about other human beings. Because you know what? People who say slurs don't care about other human beings. Straight up.
You know what? I will say this one thing, circling it back to PewDiePie. I could tell when you're surrounded by it in that nature, I can understand why it happened, but at the same time does not excuse it. So
absolutely. It is a boy community thing.
It is a very boy. I can definitely get on board with the fact that it's very the gamer sphere of saying slurs is just so crazy. And it even can corrupt the most purest of those who we perceive as the most purest of content creators, even PewDiePie. But that still being said, his apology was and is probably one of the best YouTuber apologies out there. It's short, simple, direct, and to the point, and actually takes accountability, and then he moves on from it. It's as if every YouTuber can learn from this.
Literally, that's what it is. That's all anyone is looking for on YouTube, is an admission of what you did and talking about what happened, and then just moving forward from it, especially if you give an action plan. If you give an action plan, I think that would put a lot of people in a good heart. And in his case, he was no longer saying those words. And I think he definitely goes up to here. He's in the light.
Fully agree. We love you,
right
PewDiePie.
There,
give me a sponsor with Gamer Fart 9000. I forgot which one it was. G Fuel. That's what it was. Yeah, give me a G Fuel sponsor, PewDiePie. I love you.
I love how we're slowly building this little staircase here.
Then let's keep building the staircase. Let's keep the staircase going.
Okay. Who should we go with first on the staircase? We have Laura Lee, David Dobrik, and James Charles.
I think we gotta do
all
James Charles.
Bangers. James Charles, fucking creep. Absolute creep.
Oh,
and
God.
Honestly, I don't get why he needs to flirt with underage people. He's a good-looking guy.
That's like the question we need to ask like 80% of the people that get canceled. Okay, like why do you go for the kids? Like why do you do it?
Well, my mentality is, and this is what I said behind closed doors, and I'm gonna say it in front of open doors. If you have to do things with people who can't consent, you're probably bad in bed. You're probably bad in bed. And it's not to make light of this situation. These situations are always horrible, and I don't wish it upon anyone. But at the end of the day, if you're good at sleeping with people, they're going to be coming to you. They are going to be coming to you with open arms of consent.
It's kind of funny how that makes sense. Like, it kind of makes sense. I can definitely see why dumbasses would do it, because they can't get women turned on.
If you are good in bed, children are not going to be idolizing you. You are going to be getting the of-age people who like doing that in their spare time. Like, that's just straight up what it is. And I see James Charles, and I just see the ultimate loser. He's a two-faced guy. He chats with children. Not only that, but he apologizes and then gets caught doing it again. And he apologizes and gets caught doing it again. This is like the epitome of like forgetting about the ukulele and just a bad structure of apology. This is like, I would say he goes below Colleen Ballinger, because he is a consistent repeat offender despite all of his apologies.
And you know what? I think it even solidifies him further down in the hell category, is that the worst kind of people that like get canceled, or they have to make an apology when they do something actually deplorable, but their reputation really doesn't take that much of a hit, or most people that remembered it don't really see it as bad anymore. Like, the fact that he repeated going after like minors is the part that's crazy. That's the part that you should not even be thinking about with him. But I think he still posts. I think he still does shit. People still love him.
He posts. I think he was collaborating with JoJo Siwa, and like he is still like in this sphere with very young people. And I think, honestly, give it another year or two before he gets called out again. Especially once he reaches twink death, then I think he's gonna be constantly called out for it.
We'll have to see. Keep our eyes peeled. But for now, we got James Charles. I want to pick somebody very special to me. I want to pick our boy Keemstar, all the way at the bottom.
Damn, you're breaking the formation.
I'm breaking the formation, or am I just creating stairs upside down? You ever thought about that?
You didn't even make a stair. I'm
not done yet, okay? Give me more chances to make the staircase. Okay. For now, though, Keemstar, fucking Keemstar, bro. I hate Keemstar. I think most people will understand that Keemstar, a world without Keemstar is a better place. I really think that Keemstar is up there with like Neon and like Vitality, with the most like random, annoying nuisance creators that should not exist. And Keemstar came early. He was the OG of like being canceled and being controversial. Bro has said so many apology videos, you lose count. So there really is no apology video specifically to talk about here besides his character.
Well, he does all different kinds of things. I think he's had some accusations against him. And when he hears YouTubers of being accused of like sexual assault and stuff like that, he says some like really disgusting, really victim blamey, crummy things. And it's like so bad that like YouTubers who get canceled for this shit also call him out or get canceled for other shit. Like the canceled YouTubers are looking at Keemstar being like, wow, you're like a disgusting freak. Stay away from us.
It's like his entire thing is about reporting the news, but the news is drama, and he directly states how he personally benefits from people suffering, yet he still continues to be like the same kind of guy. I'm like, I don't know. He just sucks.
Am I crazy? I think someone ended his life because of him. This is just like one that like ended up coming about. Could you fact check me on that?
That's Basher first. I think that was the one that like he I think he passed away because of COVID, but I think people blamed his his he basically went kind of crazy because he was accusing him of being a pedophile too.
I thought it was self-inflicted. I thought it was self-inflicted because Keemstar like drove him to the edge. That's what I heard.
I don't know. It wasn't Basher. I mean, let the viewer in the comments. I don't remember if anything happened specifically with that, but I do know that he did go make a Minecraft YouTuber go crazy.
I don't want to accuse anyone of that, but for some reason why I think Keemstar did push someone to let me
he definitely pushed somebody. He definitely did make he falsely accused multiple people. He did falsely accuse this old guy on Twitch that was like streaming, and like he straight up accused that guy of being a pedophile. I'm like, bro, what does he enjoy? Just
yes, like the guy's name was
Etika.
He pushed a guy to ending his life subscription.
I don't think that was the case. I don't really 100% think that was the case. I think he was just being like, this happens with every creator that has like drama around them or something bad that goes down. He will like start leeching off of it immediately. And you'll never know if he's like trying to be rude or is he just being his dipshit self. So it's like, it really is just a hard balance. And I don't know about the part where he directly caused it, but I definitely know he reported it in a way that was just very like rude. I think that's what it was. But like, regardless of what it is, I still think, even though he is still around and still kicking, just go down to the depths of hell. I would probably put him between Colleen and James Charles.
You know what? Why don't we put him with James Charles?
Okay, yeah,
I think they're a match made in hell.
Yeah.
Here.
Hi, sisters. Come on, Keemstar. Come on. Hey.
Oh, this has got a little freaky.
Grab me, how old are you? Oh, you're 30 plus? Never mind. I'm sure that's what James Charles said. The little heart. Oh, look at them. They're in love. See, this is why you watch the Doodle Heads podcast. We have our favorite fanfic. First, in the last episode, in the Steam episode, which thank you for all the support on that one again. Thank you. We love seeing the views go up because it makes us remember that people actually do care about us yapping.
I think people only just watch it for the amazing Ghost Riley Eggs game.
At the very end.
What's his name? I keep wanting to call him Gabe Newton.
It's Gabe Newell. Not Newton. He's not Sir Isaac.
I feel like he needs to change his last name to Newton. Newton is a better last name than Newell.
That is true.
I've dictated it.
A much better last name, but that's not the truth. But you're saying.
And I feel like this is the second. I feel like ever since we made that, I bring it up in every video because it's so great.
Yeah. Just like everything else we talk about, we just recycle the same topics over and over again.
Wow.
We're only like episode 60 in? Barely. We're not even at 100 episodes yet of this podcast, and here we are already recycling topics. That's how you know. That's how you know it's bad. No. But
okay.
We do appreciate all the support. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We do appreciate it.
Please subscribe.
We want to be big, cool podcast channel. Anyways, next.
You know what? If you're breaking the formation, I'm going to bring up this one creator. And if you were on this side of YouTube, you know her. If you aren't, you probably have no clue who I'm talking about. Amberlynn Reed. She is a controversial creator. And one of the big things I remember that she needed to apologize for was she started an earring business and she was like selling earrings to help like with funding and stuff like that. And people were ordering in order to support her because especially she had a lot of fans because her channel was surrounded around her goal of weight loss.
She was the eater, right? She was the one that was trying to diet on her vlogs, but then she would apologize that she broke her diet or gained weight.
Yes, she also had a lot of apologies for that, which I think is like a low tier thing to apology for, but almost similar to James Charles, where it was like she would go on a diet, fail the diet, make an apology video, start another diet, fail that diet, make it. So she's a repeat offender, but she does have some higher brow stuff like scamming people with her earring business and fighting with people in the YouTube comments. And a lot of, I think she might even have some animal abuse allegations because God. I think she's, and more so in a neglectful way rather than a physical harm way. But she is a woman with a lot of controversies, lots and lots of controversies. And she has a whole section of YouTube just dedicated to her. And I think another woman, Foodie Beauty, where it's people reacting to her and Foodie Beauty and them quote unquote trying to lose weight and ultimately like not losing weight and dealing with like fat fetish content and reckless behavior. And there's just an entire section of YouTube reacting to her, which had its own drama because one of the reactors, Young Dumb Honey Bunny, ended up getting in controversy because like she was like straight up being cruel. And she was like, well, I'm like a nutritionist. I'm a scientist. Turns out she didn't actually have the degree. And then she's also catfishing how skinny she was and getting like plastic surgery claiming she was real. That was like a whole, and of course her abhorrent comments. So not only does Amberlynn Reid warrant apology videos for herself, but her videos are so divisive that it created a community of people who also need to make apology videos for themselves.
Well, I mean, to somebody who does not, or somebody who understands the weight loss journey, to me, this just seems like a woman who has no respect for herself and the people around her. She has no respect for anything because she doesn't want to hold herself accountable, even when she says she's trying to hold herself accountable. So to me, this just seems like a person that deserves to be in the Dunkin' Donuts and to not even get their order right. They don't get their order fulfilled at all. They will be in the middle of that line, always sitting behind Yandere Dev as he's sipping out of his cum chalice, asking for more cum from the waiter.
I think I would place her like right on the line between Dunkin', like she's perpetually in the back of the line. I do think she needs to have at least a foot in hell because of the repeated apologies, and it just happens over and over and over again. Or worse, like she doesn't even like really apologize at all. So I think she's like exiting hell with the Dunkin' Donuts order of Keemstar and James Charles and Colleen being like, oh my gosh, what do you guys want from Dunkin' Donuts? Okay, with the entirety of the plan to just not bring anything back.
I will
and
say,
only get stuff for herself.
I say no like, hell.
Oopsies, I forgot.
I say no hell, mainly because if you compare her to Colleen, Keemstar, and James Charles, they have all directly hurt people. She, I don't think, has directly hurt people. She's just directly hurting herself.
She has her pet. There are accusations that she neglects her pets. I think there's actually accusations that she abused one of her girlfriends.
The pets one, I was going to say, sounds to me like she's just a really bad and irresponsible individual. Still bad to neglect your pets. But it's definitely not, I don't think it's just just unable to like deal with her own self and her own responsibilities. You know, I just keep her. I
think she has some accusations, but nothing like fully solidified. But she has some run-ins with her girlfriends.
Keep her in the edge of hell.
Is one. Yeah, I think this is where she belongs. This is where she belongs. She doesn't belong here for the weight loss. That I will say. I don't think she belongs here for the weight loss. She belongs here for the scams, the way she treats animals, the way she treats her girlfriends, and the way she treats her fans, because she's also very aggressive towards her fans.
Well, at least know where she's going to sit and not move ever. She's going to sit there forever and ever and never move. But now we got to pick the next one. I was going to say, I don't want to topple the tower just yet. I think I'm going to go with Jake Paul.
Oh, let's
Paul.
go.
Yeah. Also, I realized you have 2 Jake Pauls. I think I see another one on the left over there.
No, this is Logan Paul.
No, the other one on the top left. It's above Ned.
No! No, I fucking have 2 Jake Pauls. Who's supposed to be here? Error, TV.
There is never a mistake. Okay, we fixed it. Jake Paul. That's what we want.
Fixed
Jake
what?
Paul.
There was never a mistake.
No, shut the hell up. I know you messed up horribly.
There's never a mistake.
So bad it ruined everything. But we got Jake Paul, which means I think okay, what did he even apologize for? I forget. What?
So this video that I grabbed the apology from was for cheating on his girlfriend. I think out of the 2 Paul brothers, he has less accusations. I think something might have happened with his wrestling stuff or his MMA stuff.
I mean, he had controversial. He was controversial because like he was fighting Mike Tyson in the ring, but like everyone's like, this is just a rigged fight for marketing. Like everybody has, and also they just think he's an asshole. Like everyone just hates Jake Paul because he's just most known as a dick.
And he's also a cheater. I think a lot of what he is called out for is his actions towards women, like the cheating, how he treated Tana. But honestly, out of all the people who's interacted with Tana, he was probably the nicest to her, which is not saying much, because that poor girl has gone through a lot. But I think, like, quantity of what he did, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of what his major allegations were. I remember his apologies being pretty bare bones, pretty subpar, nothing like extraordinary. And he has turned his life around in some way. I think he has like a family and like a child. I want to say a daughter who he's very protective of. I think a lot of it is I think at one point with his daughter, he was like, now I believe in women's rights. And we were like, okay, not the right thing, but you know what?
Also, I think you're mixing them up. It's not. I think it's Logan that has the kid, not Jake.
No, I think Jake Paul has a kid.
No, I don't think he's even married. Or maybe they do have a kid. Yeah, no, they don't.
No.
Robyn is getting twisted and turned again.
You know what? When fucking people decide to look the same, then I don't know what else to say.
This. I don't think that's something they chose, Robyn. I think they were kind of just born that way.
No. You want to know what? One of them could dye their hair, like in that episode of Oran High School Host Club, where Hikaru and Karu dye their hair different colors so people could tell them apart because they were pissed off at each other. You could just do that. Fucking be a brunette, for God's sake. Maybe you would look less like mole rats. I say as a certified mole rat.
You molding like this is just too good. I will say Jake Paul has no children. I think his record is pretty clean. He's only really apologized for like being a dick.
I know his
and yeah, he did get
racism scam.
But like I don't think he's like in hell though. Like honestly, weirdly enough, as much of a dick as he is, I don't think he's really in hell, because there's some things about him I can respect to a degree, but I don't think he's like a deplorable human being that's unredeemable like Keemstar and James Charles.
I think from what I understand though, I think especially compared to Logan, I can't say he's completely turned over a new leaf, but he's sort of gone past that enough, because at the very least, I'll say with the Mike Tyson fight, like, yeah, it could have possibly been rigged, but all that stuff is rigged all the time. But like, he's also doing legitimate things, which compared to Logan and like his CryptoZoo stuff, literally worlds apart. He's trying to build a legitimate life. I would say he goes between Yandere Dev and Amberlyn Reed.
I'm good with that. And
I
honestly,
think that's where he belongs.
Since we're on the topic of Logan, I think we should pull Logan in as well.
Yup.
We gotta pull in our boy, Suicide Forest. Oh boy, that was the classic.
Just put him in hell.
Funnily enough, I really wouldn't
why
put
are
Logan
we deliberating
in hell.
about this?
I honestly wouldn't put Logan
He did
in
a
hell.
terrible thing, terrible apology. The CryptoZoo and the rug bowl didn't apologize for that. Barely fucking did. I literally, like, was ready to go at CoffeeZilla, and I mixed him up with his brother. He's the brother who said, I have a daughter now, so I believe women deserve rights. Like, hell. He's in the cuck chair watching Keemstar and James Charles go at it.
Here's the thing, too. I think, honestly, his apology video is probably one of the better ones out of all the apology videos we've seen. It's the most
really? I feel like
it is the only one where you can probably see some level of shame on their face. Like, there's at least some
did cry.
Shame. He cried.
I guess I'll say that he cried.
But look at the entire list here of people that have made apology videos. Not one of them looked like they were
James
even actually
Charles
sorry.
cried.
Well,
James Charles
was a crybaby.
I did
so
not
of course
take the
he'd cry.
picture of him crying. Okay. I guess I'll say that about Colleen and Keemstar. Keemstar would probably be like, and I'd do it again if he didn't have any PR
I
at
will
all.
say it with chest next time. I will say it like it's a slur.
So are we putting him in like the very long Dunkin' Donuts line behind Amberlynn Reed? Is this what we're doing?
I think he's actually above Jake. I think he's honestly
What?
He's definitely better than Jake. I'll tell you that. Like in terms
No,
of
because he's still doing stuff. My mentality is he's a repeat offender. It wasn't like it stopped at if it stopped at the forest incident, that'd be one thing. I'd be like, oh yeah, he's probably from Dunkin' Donuts, if not a little higher up. But then he did Crypto Zoo. And he didn't apologize for Crypto Zoo. And people had to like keep hounding in on him. And he keeps pulling these scams and rug pulls to try to get money. And he's like he's not turning over a new leaf compared to Jake.
No, he hasn't. When was the last time he did a scam? Because like I know recently a lot of people are like Logan's in his humble era, right? Everybody's like happy that like, Logan's kind of like not doing any scams. I think he did. Yeah, I don't know if he ever paid back the people, but I don't think Coffeezilla really talks about it anymore.
But then that's a bad apology. If he did not give the money back, that is a bad apology.
I would
November 2025.
The Crypto Zoo
this
lawsuit.
is just an extension of his Crypto Zoo stuff.
So technically it's still going on, but it also has not shown anything that's happened that's like he's a bad person. And also even the Crypto Zoo thing, he apparently claims that it wasn't even like his fault. He's the one that got scammed. He lost all the money because the other people that he was working with scammed him. So I think like as bad of his track record may seem, he hasn't done anything as of recently to consider him to be a bad person.
I don't think he goes above Jake though.
No, I think he's out of everybody out of the brothers, Jake is the most insufferable, but has done less bad. Logan is the more approachable, but has probably done more bad in general. So I think it honestly evens them out to be the same.
You think they're holding hands in line together?
I think they are. I think they're just a different. It's like the same person, same vibe, different like vibe. You know?
To be fair,
they're both
business
business-minded individuals. They're both hustle bros. You know, they both legit grind and make the money, but they out there dapping each other up in the line. You know, being good brothers. I think that works perfectly. I think this is the exact thing we should go for. It's perfect.
Let me get the skin color to match.
Oh, yes, make them brown. They got a little tan.
They're a little. I don't think I color match well. You can tell I'm the thumbnail artist, can't you?
Well, let me see this. We got to pick the next one. I'd say we should pick a special one.
Uh-oh.
A special one, Robyn. So you got to pick a
special one.
You got to pick the special one.
I'm picking one? Okay. I am going to pick a special one because this is one that I know about. And I think we definitely had to include like a mommy blogger sphere one. But Micah, I don't know if you know her, but I know her.
I don't know it. You got to explain.
So, Micah, I'm going to zoom in the image a little. Micah adopted this Chinese autistic child that you see in the picture.
Okay.
She adopted the child, and she has like a ton of other children. I think she has like 8 children total. And she adopted this Chinese autistic child to make content about it, make content about the adoption process, about him coming over, taking care of him. And I think her mentality was, if I have a disabled child, I can make like really good content about it. I can come off as this great advocate and this amazing person. And then she realized how difficult it was to take care of an autistic child. And she was accused of like a lot of abuse, like duct taping his hands together while he was like stimming and stuff, and like yelling at him when he wasn't able to like articulate his feelings. And as someone who grew up with family members like this, I felt really, really strongly about her controversy. And her apology video was less so an apology video and more so a justification of her actions and inevitably giving the child up and sending the child back to like the foster care system.
No, that's the worst thing you could do.
That is so traumatizing for a neurotypical child. For a disabled child who has difficulty processing what's going on around him and is being accepted into this home, in a home that ultimately hurts him, and then being sent away like he's unwanted trash when you think that the content's just too difficult to make. Like, you're a scummy person for this. You are an objectively bad person.
There are so many situations like this where there's just like parents taking advantage of their kids or doing like Daddy 05, like, is a perfect example.
Daddy 05 was one that I was debating on putting on here, but I still feel like that one would have just, I don't even know if he officially apologized. I think it was more so like he just got in like a lot of legal trouble.
Yeah.
But she was one who made a very iconic apology video that people picked apart because she ultimately didn't apologize, and everyone were sort of like, so you're proud that you sent back a child that you adopted because you thought having an autistic child would be easy and be good content. Like, children are already not easy, especially adopted children who, not to say that it's not worthy to adopt, but it is a difficult process, and it is a big transition for both the child and the family. But to have a disabled child who's not able to fully comprehend the situation without, like, a little bit of hand-holding through the process, which they deserve to have, like, it's just bad. And her apology was shit, and I think she deserves, I'm making her a black pit.
Mega
a black
hell.
pit in hell. Mega hell.
Damn, that's a new record. We got Mega Hell officially, and Micah's the one that broke the seal.
Yeah, she broke the frickin' seal. I'm making her a void.
Canva AI generate me a giant black hole void to put the
No.
You got what
No
about the
AI
child?
generation.
What about the child, Robyn?
No, the child doesn't belong there.
The child.
Here, I'll give the child a little halo. Little precious child.
Give it some angel wings so you can fly away. Fly away, child. Go be free. Escape your evil mother's embrace.
Make sure it's nowhere near her. I gotta make sure it's all on the child.
Escape the depths of hell, child. Go.
Escape.
Well, I think it's time for a quick little lightning round. Let's go run through a few more of these.
Oh my gosh, are we like really chewing up? Damn, we're chewing up
time like it's
nothing.
My God.
We're not even halfway through.
I'm telling you, that's why we need to do a quick lightning round.
I think we gotta do this one. Look at Joe Rogan. We have to do Joe Rogan.
Okay, we'll do Joe Rogan.
His accusation is racism. Come on, it's Joe Rogan. We all know this bitch.
Oh man, listen, I dabble in the occasional Joe Rogan podcast. You know, sometimes he has some very interesting guests that I want to listen to, but half the time he's just babbling like a monkey, like a caveman. Like, I swear, he's just smoked so much weed, he's just become a caveman. Like, he's just degraded into the most primal instincts of himself. Now, where that leads him to his apology, I mean, bro just said the N-word. Bro said the gamer word and then apologized for it when he got caught. I mean, that's like the epitome of, okay, you just got out.
The question is, though, is he still saying the gamer word?
I don't think he has said the gamer word after the fact. Honestly, I'm pretty happy putting him in Dunkin' Donuts. But like,
yeah, I was gonna say
in front of Yandere
he goes to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Easy. Next one, Robyn, pick.
Okay, I'm gonna do Gabby Hanna because this one, she's done some like crazy things. I think she was accused of some like civil level stuff, like plagiarism with like her poetry book. I think that a lot of it is, though, not that mental illness is an excuse, but I think a lot of her extra insanity is due to, I think she has bipolar disorder specifically. I think she also has ADHD, but she is a very acknowledged mentally ill woman, and a lot of people are saying she's turned a new leaf. A lot of people are suspicious about that, but I think at the very least she is attempting to move on from her controversial past, and she has attempted to give apologies and explanations. I also think she is a firm Dunkin' Donuts. I think I think she's like the cashier at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh,
actually.
yeah. She's the cashier that's
She
crashing
definitely
out.
gives barista vibes. She is like sitting here like, oh my God, could you all just shut the fuck up while I take your orders?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, she's the perfect candidate for the cashier. I love it. And also, speaking
Okay,
of which,
next
like,
one.
she was also mentally ill, but she also like she was also like found working in like a gym, right? Like she's working at like now like a gym.
Yes,
as a
that
yoga
is
instructor.
her new like apology new era, is that she's a yoga instructor, which like remembering the ChatGPT woman who was like obsessed with her psychiatrist, who was also a yoga teacher. Sometimes we know where that goes. Why are all the crazy people yoga teachers?
I don't know, but lightning round. Let's do Tana Mojo.
Tana Mojo. There's been a lot of things where people had to apologize to her. She's apologized, so on and so forth. The two major things she's had to apologize for is saying the N-word, hard R, and
I think everyone just keeps saying the N-word. It's the same thing.
Her excuse though was she grew up around that community. I don't see that as an excuse. To each their own. But the other thing she got in trouble for was TanaCon. And a lot of people sort of like being in physical danger because of her convention that was poorly run and not giving money back and stuff like that.
At this rate, I really think we should start doing government issued N-word passes to stop having these like controversies keep popping up.
No, you're not allowed to say no. Or better yet, just don't say slurs. Slurs aren't entertaining. I've never had the desire to say the N-word. Never in my life. There are a lot of things I could be canceled for. Saying the N-word is not one of them. Never said it. I've been given the pass. I do not desire to say it. I do not desire
It's
at
just
all.
really funny because like that's like the one thing that like every person that has been clocked for. I feel like every majority of content creators has been clocked for this. Even people that are like on the ground, not celebrities, have been clocked for this. And it's like at this rate, why even stop? Why at this point it's like the crime does not fit the punishment at this point.
Might as well hit her at the same time, because I think that is her main controversy as well. Laura's controversy is saying the N-word.
I'd say they both go in Duncan. I think it's a straight Duncan. Tana might be below her
also
more.
She did fucking cry as all hell. She did like fucking put on a show.
So put her in like the middle of the line, because she's like tweaking out because she hasn't gotten her coffee today and she just really needs her coffee that day. And then you put Tana in front of Joe Rogan because she's trying to ego him into cutting him in front of the line.
I'm trying to figure out the way to configure this. This line's getting a little tight. And Tana goes in front of Joe.
She cuts Joe.
I think she's like next to Joe. She cucks Joe.
No, she cuts him.
Joe.
She doesn't
cuts him.
She cuts him in line. And he's just
you
like,
can tell where my head's at.
Why you cut me in line? Hooga booga. Woman, angry woman. Ooh, booga booga. That's what Joe Rogan would say.
You think they're fighting in line?
I think they're having a verbal disagreement.
Look at this goofy ass. Oh no!
The goofy ass fucking cartoon rumbling. Ah, yes.
They're having Jake Paul and Logan Paul are looking how they can monetize this fight.
They're like, damn, we gotta put these two in the ring.
Okay,
gotta get them
they're
officiated.
having the brawl there.
All right, one more for lightning round.
Next one. One more for lightning round. What are we gonna do with the rest of them?
Oh, okay, let's do two more for lightning round. Let's do Onision.
No, Onision, if we're gonna take a pause from lightning round, he's too long of an explanation.
Okay, fine.
I'm thinking good lightning round, very straightforward, because her apology was complete shit. Her name is Brooke. She had a Doberman picture, and she was uploading videos of herself physically beating her dog because she could not train it, she could not control it, and when she was called out, she was like, well, what do you expect? It's a big dog. I have to like put it in its place somehow, and she was literally chased off the internet, and I still don't think she's ever given a proper apology. I think from what I understand, at least what is shown on the internet, it's not a repeat offender situation. I could be wrong. I welcome people calling her out and saying like, no, actually, Robyn, she's done this 47 more times and is now upgraded to beating children in the street. But I'm thinking she goes near Colleen Ballinger.
I can see that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that assumption. Yeah, that's good with me. But one last lightning round, I would say.
I think another Oh,
yeah, that's
no
him. That's the one. The one you just clicked on.
I'm thinking Jenna is a very cut and clean one. She called herself, like, some people were calling her out on a lower level, but ultimately, compared to everyone where they sort of spoke up because of mass controversy, she spoke up because she was disgusted with her own behavior. She did blackface at some point when she was dressing up as Nicki Minaj, and she called herself out. She showed the video, and she discussed how this wasn't okay, and she gave her plan of action, which was partially, unfortunately, no longer continuing to be a YouTuber and taking a step back. But I think this was a top tier apology because she said what she did. She showed what she did. She said why her behavior was abhorrent, and she had a plan of action, which was to not do YouTube anymore.
And you think that's a honorable...
I think she goes on the bird.
Oh, she's on
In
the bird!
Arms of the angel,
Jenna
far away from here. I think the little birdie's taking her to YouTuber heaven. I think that's where it's going.
Oh, she goes to YouTuber heaven.
She was very, because I think above all, I think what really separates her, not to say that she's better than PewDiePie, but I think she was like very like, you know what, and above all, most people didn't know about this video because she privated it very early on. She took it down very early on because she knew that the behavior was wrong. But even though she had the video like taken down, she sat there and she was like, I still don't feel good about this, and I just need to call myself out.
Man, well, I will say one last one we should do for the lightning round is James Somerton, the guy who has literally copied over and over again video scripts from other people without any shame in the world, and also got a whole H-Bomber guy video made on him. So to me, I would say he isn't like the worst of the worst, but it is like he's a repeat offender. He looks like a little slimy little bitch. I kind of hate how he looks. He just seems like one of those guys. He looks slimy. He looks like a little rat man.
Just because someone does not have a curated branded look does not mean
he does
that they're any less valuable of a person.
He does have a curated branded look. It's the rat look, and that's the rat look I don't like. So
okay, but just because you don't like his looks doesn't mean it's a bad apology.
Okay,
we're focusing on the apology.
The fact
here.
that
We're
you're
not
a repeat offender of
looks.
constantly plagiarizing other people's stuff makes you a rat. Therefore, rat.
This is true. Rat. There's no rats here.
Well, make a rat one.
Do I need to make you
Maybe
a
gotta
rat?
put a rat in hell.
Okay. We're really decorating this one. Wait, does the rat go in hell or does the rat go in Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh, the rat goes in Dunkin'. That's a better idea.
I feel like the rat. Where did the fucking rat go?
He is the rat.
He is the rat. Here's the little rat.
Here, put the rat on the donut display. Yeah, like right on the donut display, and then you just put his face over the rat, or his face is just sitting on the rat. There we go. That's what I call a rat. Whiskers. Oh my god. Little mouse whiskers.
Curated rat.
Well, lightning round over. We got all the boring ones out of the way. Now I think officially we mostly have things we could yap about, which I would say the next one we should touch on the one that you mentioned. We got to do Onision. The reason why I didn't want him for the lightning round is because he is a whole can of worms in himself. He is a very controversial YouTuber. He's an old YouTuber, so our younger fans might not know him. He made this iconic meme video called I Am a Banana, where he's in a suit and he's like talking to his partner and he's like, I'm a banana. And his partner's like, what? He's like, I'm a banana. No,
I'm a banana.
That's
Look
classic.
at me, man.
Classic internet.
Very, very classic meme. There's My Little Pony memes of it. And if there's My Little Pony memes of it, you know it's a very common meme.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Celestia in her banana costume. But he is accused of like high-level grooming and grooming several women. His first partner, Sarah, which I think was the one featured in the I'm a Banana video, he's accused of grooming and abusing her. And then eventually they separate and he has his new partner. Their name changes frequently. One of the ones I remember them for was Kai. accused of grooming them because they were underage when they came to live with Onision. But ultimately Kai isn't accusing him of grooming. And that's what a lot of people are sort of calling out, is that the partner's not really calling that out. Then they attempted to bring in a third person, which my memory is a little rusty with this. I think their name was Bailey. And that ended up causing a lot of controversy because I think she was calling them out. And I think a lot of people have sort of pointed out his very cult-like behavior. And there was a lot of people doing commentary videos about them. One of them was Repsion, who was like a smaller YouTube creator, and they actually got in a lawsuit together. Oh my gosh, wait, no, more memories are flooding back, because they actually went to court. And Onision was so delusional that he was like worried that people were against him, and he wore a bulletproof vest to the court case.
Bro thought he had aura with that fucking bulletproof vest. That's so funny.
I could do a whole video summarizing Onision and everything about him. And I think he also frequently tries to make comebacks on YouTube and going like over and over and over again. And one of the things he's not called out for that I remembered, and I will admit that this was middle school Robyn, not really understanding edgy humor and what is and isn't okay. He also frequently made fun of self-harm victims. And there is like a very bad joke about the direction that you do it. And it was a joke I repeated as a young kid. And luckily I had people around me to say, like, Robyn, that's not funny. And this is why it's not funny. And I went, oh yeah, you're right. That isn't funny. Because I was a regular Onision watcher. Repsion was one of the people who made me aware of why he wasn't an okay person. And I'm thankful for the YouTubers on there who called him out, because there were people like me and people like his partners who thought he was the bee's knees. And he's a repeat offender. He keeps making new channels and he keeps repeating this behavior. I don't know where he is at now, but you know what? If we get enough likes on this video, I will make a video about Onision and one of the terrible YouTubers I grew up with. I think he's definitely at the edge of the void. He's getting sucked into the void.
I was going to say, I would swap him out and put him in the void.
No, she deserves to be in the void too. You know what? Maybe he's the void creator. He's in the vortex. Hands up. Wait, what? I'm trying to like have him like creating the void here. You see my vision? Do you see my vision?
He's conjuring it with his hands. I see it. He's using his dark wisdom, his dark wizardry to create the ultimate darkness.
Banana wizardry.
And he's casually having a child fly out of it as well.
You know what? That is probably the most Onision thing ever.
I've always known him as the crazy cult guy. That's always how I viewed him.
He is. He very much is. I think that is a great summary. And then if you're someone like me who was sort of like a foot in that cult at some point, you sort of saw all the details. I pretty much had a front row seat to his rise and fall.
Honestly, just like you had a front row seat to his rise and fall, I had a front row seat to this rise and fall. And that is iDubbbz. Or no, not iDubbbz. And you know what? Mini Lad. I'll say Mini Lad. Because Mini Lad is way more personal. Is this Mini Lad? That's Mini Lad. That was a lot more personal.
I did not know who Mini Lad's. I'll pull them both out.
Mini Lad was a creator that I watched religiously for a long time until it was found out that he touched children or he was grooming minors, you know, that kind of vibe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, and I distinctly remember this was one of my core memories when I was like trying to get into YouTube. And that was when I edited a video, because back in the day, they used to do like these green screen competitions, like PewDiePie even did it. And that's kind of how I started editing. I edited Mini Lad for his own green screen like competition video, and I posted it on his Reddit. He reacted to it and it made it to his video. So there is a video of that I made for him, for his channel, for his audience, that I have on his channel. And the fact that he had to be a fucking stupid ass groomer ruined my entire childhood.
Damn.
It ruined one of my proudest achievements as a child.
I'm sorry. About that man.
Throw him in hell. Throw him in
hell.
Damn.
Where in hell? How
right
far
between
in hell?
Colleen and Keem.
Damn. That I was expecting further.
As much as he burned me, I would rather him be getting yapped his ear off by fucking Keemstar as he's like, help me, Minnie lad, James Charles won't stop trying to fuck me.
Colleen, like, playing the ukulele and being like, don't worry, I trust children too. I did it on a stage where I made one of them bend over.
Oh, God. Yeah, pretty much. Minnie lad has to suffer the consequences of being surrounded by pure chaos every time. That's perfect.
Pure chaos.
And then iDubbbz. So iDubbbz is an interesting one. iDubbbz is like, he pretty much like, it's kind of similar to Tana Mojo, but like the opposite. But like, he basically canceled himself, but it like, he also became a worse person overall every time something would happen. It's like, he continued to like attack like H3H3 and like stir more drama. He continued, and he also, the people that apparently like, fucked up H3H3 was friends with Ian and all this stuff. It's like, it is such a web of bullshit. And on top of that, it's also like the creator clash thing that like he was getting a percentage for and he wasn't disclosing that. So people got pissed off. It's like everything. And also whatever the apology video he made wasn't even for like his apology of like any of this. It was more like, yeah, I was a bad person and I hate myself for it. I'm so sorry that I was a bad creator and I created a bad audience. And everyone's like, we don't care. And then after that, he makes the final nail in the coffin video where everyone pretty much just has given up on him because it just seems like he's just in his own downward spiral of cucketry. I think most people think he just kind of ruined his own career for no reason.
Yeah, I think I don't know much about iDubbbz. I don't know much about iDubbbz and his controversy. I actually know him more so where people call him out for his sympathy for his
Anita
girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I don't even know what their
fiance
status is.
there. I think they're married.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
But I think he made a video where he was like, yeah, everyone was right. She did sort of ruin everything.
He didn't make a video about that. I think that he was talking about it. He was actually more defending her. He hated that everyone kept talking about his wife. And it more like he doubled down and be like, you guys are just little cuck bitches, aren't you? You guys are just little simps. You guys just, I don't think he doubled down that bad. But the point is that he pretty much just like ruined his own reputation because he basically just was so self-loathing, and on top of that just being very petty in certain things. Like I think he could have been fine, he could have been unscathed, he just did it to himself, which to me I think lands him straight in Duncan.
Okay, where in Duncan specifically? Because we got some things going on in Duncan. We got Logan and Jake holding hands.
I know where,
Tana and Joe getting into a fight.
Right between James and the girl that was trying to abuse her animals.
Reed.
Yeah, right between James and him and her. I think that's the best spot right there. Well, okay, whatever. Even the spot works too. Whatever the spot you have is perfect, actually. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you meant between these people.
No, but yeah, it still works. I think it still works. It's a perfect line for Duncan. And Jake Paul and Logan continue
to deal with the Hell Brothers. The Hell Brothers, the Paul Brothers.
The Hell Brothers is a perfect one for it. That's a perfect way to describe them. The Hell Brothers.
Okay. What do we got going next?
I'm gonna pick again, I guess. I think we should definitely talk about Shane Dawson.
The cat fucker. Wait, you know what? This is where he belongs.
Right behind James as the rat.
Here, let me find another set of hands.
I honestly don't know all too much about the Shane Dawson stuff. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I just always heard about it. I just never really looked into it. Oh! He's grabbing those hips.
Is this terrible?
But Robyn, stop making Shane grab his hips like that.
Okay, I'll delete it.
Come here, James. Ooh, give me a rat ass.
Well, so the real Shane Dawson was always sort of half called out. I think for Jenna, Shane, who was the other one that we talked about doing blackface?
Oh,
or did we not talk about him?
We haven't talked about him yet, but we will.
Oh, okay. A lot of it is if you were around YouTube in like very early on, like I would say before the 2008 recession, there was a lot of people doing blackface and making racist jokes. And not that that humor was okay. I don't find that humor entertaining even back then as a child. I just did not get the humor. It was not entertaining to me. But it was stuff going viral on YouTube, and that promoted more people being interested in making it. And Shane was like minorly called out for his persona Shanae, which covers that, his blackface. But ultimately, what ended up killing him was Dramageddon, where he was involved with Jeffree Star, James Charles. This was where he was accused of like sleeping with a cat, and he was accused of like just predatory behavior, two-faced behavior. But I think he did have a pretty solid apology. He had a pretty solid apology. So as much as I do joke about him being behind the rat, I do think he's like probably working with Gabby Hanna behind the Dunkin' Donuts. Not that I forgive him. I don't forgive him. But I think almost sort of like what we were saying for a lot of these people is at least their apologies seemed remotely remorseful.
You know what the fucking crazy thing is? I think I prefer him behind the rat based off of everything you said. I think behind the rat is he's a goofy, freaky individual. Okay, I think him touching the rat's hips like that would be something he would do.
Wait, so do you want me to put the hand back?
Put the hand back, Robyn. You were kind of cooking.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about? What we would get canceled for? I think this is what you get canceled for. This is what I'm gonna get canceled for.
Fanfics are worse than this. We haven't even started our fanfiction journey yet, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Here, how about you pick the next one?
Okay, I have not picked enough. You know what? We started talking about Jeffree Star. Let me talk about Jeffree Star, because this was another controversial creator that I watched. I watched him before I really knew about a lot of his controversies, because his controversies were sort of ebb and flow. Like, he would have it, he would like half apologize and it would disappear. He would have another one, he would half apologize and it would disappear. The one thing I will say is most of the time, it was a different thing every single time. He was called out for having an offensive line or an offensive catchphrase, where he would like say lipstick Nazi in the way of like sort of referring to someone who's like very particular about makeup. He was involved in Dramageddon and sort of calling out James Charles and his predatory behavior towards people, but also had bad behavior himself. I don't think it was on that level, but I could be wrong. He was accused of making racist comments. He was aligned with Kat Von D, who also has very anti-Semitic accusations. And he has sort of dodged it all now by becoming a buffalo farmer. I think he's definitely lower Dunkin' Donuts. I want to say he's like with Amberlynn Reed, where he's like taking people's orders and like getting it forward, because above all, he doesn't seem very, very remorseful in any of his apologies. I did like him. I did like watching him, but even then, I knew he wasn't. His apologies were very particular, very strategic. And he wasn't like the type like Laura Lee, where he's like getting on his knees, crying, and
he was a businessman.
Not that theatric. Yes. At the end of the day, Jeffree was very business mode, 24/7. And even his apologies were very professional, which is always good, but like at the end of the day, it felt more like he was trying to dodge the like he was trying to just be like, yeah, I did it. I'm sorry, guys. It was very unprofessional of me. And then move on. Which, again, isn't bad, but there was no action plan. There was no action plan to propel him forward.
I give you full reign on where to put him.
Thank you.
Go for it. Boom. Next up, Robyn, who you picking?
You know what? Let's do Illuminati. Let's get her out of the way. The creep, the stalker.
This bitch out of here.
I'm trying to think of everything she did. She turned into a lol cow. She was just that bad.
Like, I've never seen a bigger train wreck of a creator's career in my life. Like, I think Illuminati is up there with the worst ever creator fallouts. Like, I truly believe she could have been she really could have just gotten away with it too. Like, she could have easily gotten away with this because, like, a lot of the bad personality about her was all behind the scenes, like completely behind the scenes focus. Like, you would not have known until the person came out and like exposed her. Like, it's insane the amount of shit she was doing and how vindictive she is. Like, damn, she's a fucking horrible individual.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's almost like very ironic how the very industry that she made content for was the industry that inevitably led to her downfall. It was very poetic. I almost think it's like she's almost like Lucifer falling from heaven into hell and just like gracefully falling down. And by gracefully, I mean crash landing like a bad airplane, like a Boeing airplane.
I think you got to perfectly put her upside down as she fell headfirst into hell. And now her spiky little pyramid head is just stuck into the ground forever upside down. Perfect. Exactly.
Give her a little dirt pile for her head to be stuck in.
Oh, perfect way
we
to
are
go.
Great storytellers here at Doodle Heads.
Well, speaking of which, we got to pick the next one, move the story forward, and I'd say let's take, we haven't had a heaven in a minute. I say Harley from Epic Mealtime, because his allegation was, unfortunately speaking, another blackface issue. But he did apologize, and he kind of made it very chill when he responded to it. Like, it was honestly just old school Halloween costume, which I can understand maybe was funny in the moment, but then you realize, oh, wait, that's kind of racist, which he kind of firmly moved on from, which I would say is like literally like his, I think even it happened before. Yeah, he did the blackface thing before he did YouTube. So that was already haunting him when he first started this channel anyways. And the fact that he's got balls and he kept his career going, hey, I think it deserves some respect. Put him in heaven. He's always been a good guy regardless.
Where in here? Should we have him sitting on the clouds?
I think I put him on the cloud. He seems like he's a cloud guy. He's got the big beard. He's chilling. He's got the white shirt on. Yeah, he's rocking the cloud vibe.
Now, I would like to propose a lightning round. A lightning round or like a full sweep of a lot of people.
I'm all in.
I want to propose a full sweep of the men who were really, really heinous to women, whether it was physical abuse or like a little more intimate level of abuse. We're talking David Dobrik, I Am Alex, Cody Ko, the guy who hurt Emiru,
Ms. Kiff. Well, he didn't hurt her. Oh no, he did.
We're gonna leave Tobuscus out of it because his was a bit of a separate situation. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Who's
no, not him. I guess if you want to count Dr. Disrespect, I mean, he did cheat on his wife.
His was also separate.
Then only these four
involved other people. These are the people who were bad to of-age women. Actually, no, David Dobrik is actually accused of underage, but like cusp age women. David Dobrik was accused of getting... Or no, I guess they were of age to sleep with, underage to drink. But he was accused of pressuring girls into drinking and then doing non-consensual things with them. I Am Alex is accused of verbally abusing his girlfriend, like, severely. Cody Ko is accused of doing things to Tana Mojo while she was underaged. Like 17 years old, and I think maybe accused of doing it while she was under the influence. And then a lot of us currently know what happened to Emiru, and Ms. Kiff is his name. He was accused of
basically abusing
Emiru, both verbally and physically.
And the worst part is I used to like Ms. Kiff, and it sucks, but I could totally see him being responsible for everything that Emiru accused him of. It's such a fucking depressing moment.
I think the thing that all these guys have in common is terrible fucking apologies. Okay,
well, let's go through
any of these guys took accountability. He like definitely didn't take accountability.
He just walked away from it.
Him and Cody Co sort of took the strategy of put it on a second YouTube channel where people can't find it, dodge it, and try to make another YouTube channel if that doesn't work. I Am Alex, he attempted to combat his allegations, but he's almost similar to Mizkif, where they were trying to, like, in his case, he was putting down Alice, saying, like, none of that really happened, blah, 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 blah. Mizkif, same thing with Emmy Rue, like, guys, it's being totally blown out of proportion, see? And then they show the screenshots, and it's actually 10 times worse compared to what the girl accused them of. So both of them are, like, in similar shitty, terrible apology situations. And I think they have like a nice little conga line in hell.
Oh, damn.
I think they're conga lining, like little dancing, like da 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 da. Women don't deserve rights. Da 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 da. Women are whores and sluts. Da 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 da. They shouldn't be allowed to vote. Like that. This is what this vibe of the group is giving.
You know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There you go. Well, let's see. Let me pick the next one. I want to pick. Let's avoid all the sexual offenders now. Let's go to some business slip ups. That would be Fine Brothers. A bit of a throwback as well.
Yes, we love a good civil controversy. They tried to copyright
the word react. It was so stupid. React. They really were just trying to capitalize on the fact that they were the one big reaction channel, and they were like, no one's reacting on our watch now. It's all under us, baby. And then they reacted by responding with a firm, as if like you were the dog that just wet the carpet. They sternly fucking told everybody, yeah, you guys are basically, you have to understand what we're trying to do, okay? We're trying to become a giant evil corporation on YouTube. So please let us do it, please.
Yeah. Imagine if they got away with it, where YouTube would be today. Honestly, Jax Films probably would not have his bingo games if React content was solely for Fine Bros. Because a lot of his like that would actually be so funny. So Jax Films, you owe your career to Fine Bros losing that battle. But I do think that is a major issue with copyright, is people copywriting like very, very mundane things.
I was gonna say I'm so glad that they got rejected by the court, because if we had to fucking run through these guys to make a reaction video, I'm jumping off a ledge. So I think for them,
you know, the one thing I will say, after they lost, they did give up. They did take the L with a level of grace. They didn't try again.
Where do you think that puts them? I think that really just puts them like in between Heaven and Duncan. Like they're just like,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like they're like a little bit below the cloud here. Like they're sort of hanging on to the cloud, but they're definitely not higher up, because I will say we didn't really hear much about them after that. They lost, they took the L, and they moved on. They weren't like some other creators where they'll try to like hit you over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I mean, besides that, like I also know, actually, no, now that I think about it, bring them down, because I also remember that people that came from the show, they said how much they hated recording in that studio and how forced they had to be. So they even had bad working conditions. I say put them in the Duncan. Make them the general manager of this Duncan.
I was just going to say they're the manager of the Dunkin' Donuts. Okay.
All right, but next one, I got to say, make it quick, Ned Fulmer. Brother came back.
Yeah, Ned Fulmer, someone we've talked about on the channel, but update, he doubled down and pretty much said that he does not regret cheating on his wife, which I knew he was going to say it, because I don't think he regretted cheating on his wife. He knows that cheating on his wife pretty much is the only thing giving him a career. It's the only thing that's getting him views, because his podcast got 0 views. His views started tanking after the video, because you want to know why? We didn't show up for you, Ned. We showed up for Ariel. Screw you.
Hear me out here. Put him in the void.
I don't know if he's in the.
I know he deserves to be in the void. He had opportunities to redeem himself, but he still continues.
I think he's getting sucked into the void. I don't think he's full void yet. I think he's getting sucked into it.
Okay. He's almost there. Give it a couple
Okay.
more years and he will be in the void.
Give it a couple more years. Give it a couple more years for sure.
Then we got that one locked in. Next up, I say let's go a bit thrown back to 2016. Tobuscus.
We're talking about Tobuscus. Honestly,
Tobuscus.
it took a while to remember what he did. I remember they were very strong accusations. And in the research that we did, it was he had an ex-girlfriend accuse him of non-consensual things. Other YouTubers were speaking out, but not against his non-consensual activities. A lot of them sort of like didn't touch that. A lot of people were talking about his drug use and partying behavior. And he this is from his apology video, which is currently down. Not a good look, not a good look. But he sort of addresses it, and he sort of addresses the accusations, and he addresses his behavior, and he sort of apologizes for the partying behavior. He's like, yeah, I did not live a good lifestyle. I was like really bad for that. And in his apology, he was sort of like, the Me Too movement is important, but in this situation, like, it ended up platforming someone who falsely accused me. And the area that, like, I feel like is sort of like an L in his video, he's like, give me my book deal back. And it's just like, I get where you're coming from, but I feel like that definitely knocked down the legitimacy of your apology.
It's kind of hard because, like, in his case, you really can't say if he's good or bad, because I can say that this impacted him negatively, but we'll never know if the accusations were true because it was never taken to court. There was no actual evidence. So, like, we'll never know if they're actually true. But considering the fact that the way he reacted, and then on top of that, nothing else came out of it, makes me think it wasn't true or that they were false. But because his reaction, and also because I think nowadays he's kind of like a weird politics guy on one of his channels, like he kind of yaps about politics and life a little bit. Yeah, I think this entire thing, it's kind of a sad story in my opinion. I think it's sad for him to have gone down this path because if he didn't have the allegations, he would be washed, but I don't think he would be crazy. Because I think he feels robbed. You know, I think he looks disheveled half the time. He looks like his entire career was robbed of one allegation. Which I can understand his pain.
Yeah, that I definitely get. Where would you put him? Because I think you definitely watched him more, and you watched a lot of this downfall more than I did.
I would honestly put him where we put the Fine Bros, in between. I think he isn't redeemed because we'll never know. No, I meant like where we put the Fine Bros initially. So above, so between Heaven and Duncan.
Oh, okay. Where they OG were.
I think, yeah, I think this is like the best place to put him. It's like,
I think the apology could have been a little bit better, but I do get where you're coming from.
His head is in the clouds, you know? He's thinking of the times that maybe, hey, what if I didn't get canceled? Wouldn't that have been nice? And you know what?
He did change his behavior. At least from what we understand, he was like, I'm not living that lifestyle anymore, guys. Just so you know.
Exactly. I think that's a fair way to go. But I think now you could take your pick because I think I've caught up now.
You know what? I think it's time to address Dr. Disrespect. This is one where I saw his downfall and I was eating popcorn. I was cheering in the Roman theater because he was doing things with minors.
Oh, why?
And like, yes, he cheated on his wife. That is definitely one of the confirmed things, but he was doing weird things with minors. And just like I said with James Charles, if you have to do things with minors, it's probably because you're not good at what you do. You gotta go with children because you know that, like you just can't bitches. You can't pull bitches and they don't come back to you, and you're a loser for that. You're a loser.
You're a big old. I hit you with a SpongeBob SpongeBob language right there.
You're a.
But like, here's the one thing I will say that pisses me off the most about Dr. Disrespect is the fact that he still has a large audience. Like, he's literally been proven.
Wait, he does? I thought he was banned off of Twitch.
He's banned off of Twitch, but he just moved to YouTube, and he still posted like 3 days ago. So like, he gets good viewership. Like,
what?
His audience still watches him. It's actually insane. Like, how he's the one person that has the most irrefutable, craziest cancellation attempts on, yet people still watch him.
That, I honestly, if you watch Dr. Disrespect, stop watching our podcast. Screw off. I don't want your viewership.
Robyn, funnily enough, our Steam video, we looked at the stats, and apparently out of everybody that watched that video, more than 60% of you came from Asmongold. What's that all about?
Oh, we're talking about Asmongold next. First, Dr. Disrespect.
Straight in the hell. And then
Now let's fucking
Asmongold.
pull out Asmongold. Fucking come over here for your spanking.
Oh, Asmond. Oh, buddy. Well, let me put my line of the sand.
Yes, you have to, because I will admit, I am biased.
I don't hate Asmongold, nor do I like him. I think he represents a lot of bad things, but also I think he represents some decent things. I don't think he has, like, he very much is the kind of person that you would expect to be the guy who would say the sort of shit. Like, I think he's just fit into his own persona. He is a South Park character, in my opinion. Like, he's just kind of a South Park character. And like, bro's a gremlin, and he has millions and millions of dollars. It's insane. But like, I think he's one of the only few people that I can say confidently that can at least string a sentence properly and give a decent point. Like, I think he's one of those few people that can give a decent point for some things.
I think if you actually watch his videos, they're complete nonsense and complete slop. That is one thing I will say.
He definitely can be a dick, though. I don't like the fact that he's a dick.
He speaks shit out his butt. That's what he speaks. He speaks shit out his butt.
I just don't like the fact that he's a dick about certain things. The way he's kind of just like accepted that he's like this evil, like, mastermind individual in some cases. Like, I saw the last video he posted because I was so curious where people were coming from, and it was literally because it was some, like, he was talking about some indie game like award show, and they were being like super SJW, and like, you know, he kind of was like, yes, let them get angry. But I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I don't think it helps anybody getting these people pissed off.
It doesn't. And I think there's been many times where he's had to issue apology videos. I know the one thing that we talked about is his crude comments about the people in Palestine, and I think he was sort of like implying that they deserved it, and that is not okay by any means, whether it's Palestine, Ukraine, wherever, even if it's us, no one in the world deserves atrocities happening to them.
See,
no one.
The one issue with Asmond is that he is so emotionally disconnected from everything, just based off of his like way he was raised, is that it kind of makes it scary when he does talk about that sort of stuff, which is also kind of why I don't like him, because he just talks about really negative shit. I'm like, I don't want to listen to this. Above
all, and I will say this, because more often than not, I get guys who watch Asmongold, and I'll like be talking about like games that I like playing. Like at one point I was playing Schedule 1, and I was talking to a guy about it, and he was like, oh yeah, I think Asmongold played that game. An immediate red flag in my head, because I know the type of rhetoric that he pushes on his channel, and a lot of it is not pro women. And until he starts respecting people, like, you can be a villain and still respect people around you. You could want the world to burn and not like condone atrocities, not do racism, not do sexism. Like, you can be a bad person and not be a bigot. It is possible, guys. I believe in you. You can be in your villain era without shitting on other communities.
But I'm going to ruin Robyn's entire point with one thing. Hassan Enjoyer.
This is why I said I'm biased. This is why I'm saying I'm biased. You know what? The one thing I will say, I didn't put Hassan on here because Hassan doesn't really do apology videos. I think if I would have put Hassan on here, I think I would put him in hell.
There were some names that I had too, but then they were like, oh, they've never actually issued an apology, so I can't really put them on the list. Like,
if Hassan was on here, I would put him in hell. I would probably put him
just
maybe
so everyone understands, by the way, Robyn and I really did want to make a video about Hassan because the whole, dog shock collar thing was an interesting topic, but like, we just kept
missing the mark. We kept missing the wave, and then he would do something else, and we were about to, and we would miss the wave. And at some point we are 100% gonna do a Hassan video, because as much as I watch that man, as much as I credit him for unbrainwashing me in a lot of ways, I do sit here and I do know that at some point we have to talk about him and his insanity.
Oh,
but
God.
What I will say about Asmongold is I think he falls into the repetitive behavior category, where he keeps doing this over and over and over and over again. Like, he apologizes, but inevitably he hits another thing. I think he's very much on par with Jeffree Star, where I think he just repeats this behavior over and over and over again and just keeps apologizing over and over and over again. And, like, I don't think we can really expect him to change anytime soon.
If I were to have any hater in my life, I would rather it be Asmongold. Not gonna lie. If I were to have a hater, I would rather it be Asmongold than Keemstar.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to have a hater that can't form a complete sentence correctly. You know what? I do agree. I do agree on that. If I'd want any hater, I would want some with the IQ level of Asmongold.
And I would want mine to shock their dog.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We
Next
got some
up.
final ones here. I will say this is the only one I know about, so I'm gonna leave you to the other three.
Okay. Let's do JonTron. JonTron is another interesting one, because like he only had one little small hiccup in his career and then he just kind of dipped. But sometimes it did impact him, like because I think he was talking about immigration and something while he was drunk on a podcast. Bro was not researched and also was not sober, said some choice things that maybe were not too favorable, and bro apologized for it. But I also think like it was the most professional, chill apology for just having maybe bad political takes, which again, change for people. So I think this one, in my opinion, I don't think JonTron lost any real respect from me. The only respect he lost is he doesn't fucking post enough videos. And also his content style changed too much from when he was originally. I miss the old JonTron to some degree, but I get the evolution. I still think JonTron goes in heaven. Maybe not that high. I would probably put him like just a little below PewDiePie, but towards the right side.
I do agree with you. I think bad political takes can always change. I definitely think he, honestly, and I think a lot of it is too, is he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. He moved on from it.
Don't talk about politics while you're drunk, kids.
Yep. And above all, know that if you have a bad political take, just educate yourself. Educate yourself, or do what I did to get away from my bad political takes and watch Hassan in exchange for other bad political takes.
Or if you're T. Martin, just pet your dog and just talk to your dog, which T. Martin up next. We love the T. Martin.
T. Martin?
Yes, that is T. Martin. So he's the one that basically his entire scandal was he basically ran just a gambling website for CSGO skins, but he would claim in his videos that, oh, I'm sponsored by this random company. Oh, let's open these cases. But in actuality, and he would get like really good items, but in actuality, he was basically rigging the odds in his favor. Like he was basically just making commercials for his own company without disclosing it. Yeah. So like that was a big scandal. And also one of my other favorite YouTubers, Syndicate, I didn't put him on here, but he was also roped into this controversy, which is basically how his entire career basically just ended. But like, yeah, like T. Martin has the most memeable one. It was like up there. I think at the time when it happened, it was considered the worst apology video at the time, because his was like not directing anything. He didn't even like really acknowledge any of the controversy. He literally started the videos, oh, Cooper, which is his dog. Oh, what are we gonna do talking about this? Oh, what are we gonna do, Cooper? It's just like him downplaying it. Yeah, like that's why it became a meme. Like the whole dog thing was a meme. So I think with him, it's like I haven't even heard from him ever since. It's like that scandal nuked his career and Syndicate's career. So like they never really got their career back. So I think honestly, they paid the price for it. They paid the consequences. They go in the Dunkin' Donuts. T. Martin.
Really? We're not going to treat it like we did Colleen, where it's like, well, I guess to be fair, she did double down. I'm thinking like maybe he's like upper Dunkin' Donuts, or do you think he's higher?
I think he's like, honestly, put him with Rat. Put him where the Rat is, like right to the right of the Rat. There, yeah.
He's looking at the Rat. petting it.
He's petting the rat. Bro, everyone's just touching that rat, bro. The hands gotta be to themselves.
Everyone's a little obsessed with this rat.
It's like, wow, he's so big. He's so hairy.
He's so big. That's crazy.
About to call this DDR, Dunkin' Donut rat. Ooh.
I think we gotta do your other one first because the last people, they're a grand finale. Who are we kidding?
All right. Well, we'll do the second to last one, Nas Daily. This one is just a weird one. I think mostly people just don't like him because he just has a weird vibe. You know, it's like he's the most sanitized creator to ever exist. Like, you think Mr. Beast is like brand friendly? No, dude, this is like Nas Daily is like the brand friendly of brand friendly. Like, he's like Saudi Arabia Darman, but like he looks at feel good stories.
Saudi Arabia Darman.
That's pretty much it. Like, he pretty much is that. Like, he literally was known for one scandal he got involved in was with Sam Bankman-Fried, if you remember him. He was the guy that made that huge cryptocurrency thing in the US, and then he got found out that he basically just scammed everybody. He got taken down, put to jail. Like
most cryptos.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was a bigger issue because it was a whole platform. But like, this entire guy, he promoted on his channel, basically saying he's the most nicest billionaire to ever exist, and basically giving him free marketing, free PR, if you will, after he basically was getting arrested for, you know, fraud and scamming people.
Oh my gosh.
So
no.
Yeah, and then he had another issue with like some Filipino like tattoo artist, and like he went against their word and got them pissed, and he apologized for that. I don't know. I think Nas Daily just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, he gives it like in a very like, his whole thing is like positivity and like positive message, but then when he tells you like how much he doesn't care, and he's like, because I care about the positivity. He comes off like a serial killer, you know?
Oh, yeah. I get what you mean.
Like, it's kind of like scary. And I'm like, I think it's like toxic positivity, but I wouldn't want to be around that. I think Dunkin's a good place, you know? I think Dunkin seems like a safe place for him.
He's like watching the Tana Mojo.
He's like off in the distance, hands crossed, and just like, yes, my enjoyment is being increased.
My enjoyment is being increased.
It's like, yes. Well, not like fingers crossed. It's more like you know when you like.
That's what arms. Yeah.
Arms crossed. Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got the last one, Robyn. We got the last one. The humdinger. The Ace family. This one's crazy. Like, any family channel should, like, most family channels should not exist. Like, or mostly these content creator families. I don't understand why they should even exist. They should be illegal.
Yeah. Well, especially in this one, I feel like most of them, like, especially like when it comes to Micah down here, she was like, I'm a good person. Look at me take care of my children. I love children. I open my arms up to more children. The Ace family was never that. They were always like this weirdly like sexual, weirdly controversial, like very pranky focused. And then above all, the big controversies of like the fights that Ace would try to set up and the scams he started and cheating on his wife. Honestly, not to say that the wife is innocent, but I think the bulk of the controversies came from Ace. And what really sunk his wife was that she was defending him, when she should have just, like, said, yeah, my husband's a piece of shit and I slapped divorce papers.
Well, you can't get pussy if you are defaming your husband, so I don't think she's gonna do that.
Pussy?
She's gotta get
pussy.
I meant to say the other way. She needs dick so they can make another child for content.
I think she was pretty enough to get dick.
She needed more babies for content.
And she really didn't. She really didn't.
Well, you don't know what they were thinking. I'm pretty sure she was like, yes, if he gets mad at me, then I will not be able to have sex with him. And if I don't have sex with him, I can't have kids. Therefore, I have to make him happy and defend him.
I think it's just like, you know that trend on YouTube, which is something else that we could delve into at some point, of like women who like call out their husbands or call out their boyfriends for saying mean things or not really helping out around the house. And then everyone in the comments is like, yeah, your boyfriend's awful. You should dump him. And then they make a follow-up video of like, guys, he's actually a great boyfriend. Like, he's really awesome to me. You don't see everything. Like, that's very much the vibes their relationship gives.
On this topic, weirdly enough, any girl that tests your loyalty of your, like, you know, partnership by like telling you that you've cheated by lying, instead break up. Never.
I do think the gaslighting ones are weird. I think the cute ones are like the orange test and the worm test. But I also think like at the end of the day, it's more like fun. I do agree. Straight up gaslighting you is a little fucked. Fucked.
No, there's some girls that would do that where they would be like testing their loyalty of their partner by being like, did you cheat on me? And he's like, no. Then whose panties are these? And it's like someone's random panties. It's just like,
frankly, if you have to test your partner at all, dump them. If you even think about testing them, dump them. Because either you're not ready for a relationship or your trust is already broken with them. Just dump them. Just dump them. Throw them away.
Yeah, but some people think it's a power play thing. So I think it's a fucked situation to be in, which is why anyone who does it sucks. But anyways, Ace family, the family that tore down $2 million houses to make a mega mansion. Where do you think they go?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're like solid here. I don't think they're like in the pits of hell, but they definitely own real estate in hell.
I would put them a little higher, I feel like. I would put them like...
You think they're like in this upper corner? I think they're in hell. I don't think they're in Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't think the whole family can say they can go... If you're doing the whole family, you can't put them in hell. But if you're doing just the dad, yes.
Well, I think the dad drags him down. Here, we'll sort of do what we did for Illuminati. The dad is dipped in hell, sort of dragging them down with him.
You know what? I'm good with that. Which means we have officially ranked every single YouTuber apology that we could think of.
We fucking did it.
Holy
oh my gosh.
Shit. I told you this would be a long one. Hey, we barely made it. But you survived. You survived almost 2 hours with 2 Doodle Heads, which means you love us enough to possibly click on an episode if you haven't watched this one on screen. I know you like it.
If you guys like this one, you gotta do our celebrity one. You gotta do our celebrity one. I'm telling you now.
Click on it.
Click on it.